Pretty much every year, we do a video where we buy one of these gaming laptops on eBay, and today we have one that's a little bit newer.
Over 2,000 people have bought this laptop, and it is claimed to be a light gaming laptop, but does that mean it can actually game? We're gonna open it up and find out after a word from today's sponsor.
We interrupt today's video to give you today's sponsor, gvgmall. gvgmall is an awesome online marketplace that has tons of discounted keys, such as Windows keys. Whether you have Windows 10, 11, Pro, Home, it doesn't matter, gvgmall has you covered. I mean, come on, I know y'all are tired of seeing that watermark in the bottom of the screen. And it is so simple. All you have to do is purchase the key, copy and paste it, and then boom, you have an activated Windows. So guys, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and go to gvgmall, use the code down below, save some money. Let's get back into the video. So this Dell laptop's a little newer than what we're used to looking at on these gaming laptops on eBay. Normally they're like old. I'm talking like 6th gen with like an old Quadro, or sometimes no graphics card at all, and they have gaming in the freaking title. But this one at least has Iris graphics.
And it says light gaming, so that's a little bit better, but what really is light gaming? Specifically, this Dell Latitude laptop comes with an i7-1185G7, which has Iris Pro graphics. It's a 4-core 8-thread. It was released in Q3 of 2020, so slightly newer. And the real question is, do these Iris Pro graphics actually help in gaming, or is it really just gonna be similar to a laptop without a GPU?
I like this. It's like saran wrapped to the cardboard. One thing that's cool, I mean, a little more modern, USB-C charging, 65-watt Dell OEM charger.
So it looks like the specific model is the Latitude 5420. So again,
it's a Latitude.
It is a $300 laptop. I don't even think we said the price yet. It was $300 is what we paid for it, which in the laptop space is not bad. It's really just the marketing for light gaming that makes this thing sell, at least in my opinion, because when you search gaming laptop on eBay, this is one of the first 2 results that pop up. So clearly people are looking up gaming laptops on eBay and buying this, and we just need to show you guys, maybe you shouldn't if you're focused on gaming.
Well, and the other thing is they're just so cheap. People see them and they're like, oh, this is the cheat code. I mean, this is in pretty good shape. I mean, it's not that old. I can almost guarantee you I know exactly what's going on though, because it's always Latitudes. Businesses lease these in bulk. I mean, businesses love Dell Latitudes. That's like their favorite line to buy or lease. So these are probably just palletized. Once the company's done leasing them, they go to the newer models and then they sell these off. And you know, some of the smart eBay sellers who have sold 2,000 plus of these, they go through and they just call it light gaming or whatever. They haven't done anything to these laptops. They're just stock, ready for office use, but they're like, yeah, you know, I think I could play some Fortnite.
What's this thing been dead for a while?
Well, I can almost guarantee that with these things being used heavily in offices, they either leave them plugged in always, or they're constantly, you know, cycling the batteries. So they probably don't have the greatest batteries, but yeah, we'll go over the ports real quick. So to go over the ports of the laptop, on the left side of the laptop, we have 2 USB-Cs. They are both fast charging ports, but only one of them is actually used for charging the laptop. And then on the right side of the laptop, we got a micro SD card reader, we have a combo headphone jack, we have 2 USB 3s, an HDMI out for external monitors, and then a full-size Ethernet port.
Nice.
Pretty cool. And we have a Kingston lock.
So ports are not bad, again, for a $300 laptop. I mean, 4-core 8-thread. Just in terms of general laptop use, I mean, not bad, has an SSD, you know, can't really complain about that. It's really just the gaming factor that we're gonna really talk about here, as long as this thing is still in decent shape once we power it on.
If it works.
If it works. If it doesn't work, we got a whole other problem here.
Which, I mean, and what do we pay for this?
$300.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like the idea of paying $300 for like a good office laptop, sure. I mean, that doesn't seem too bad to me, especially one that has like an SSD, decent integrated graphics for like, you know, heavy office tasks and stuff like that. But spending $300 on like a gaming laptop, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's got the privacy filter. A backlit keyboard, it's not bad. I remember back in the day, this was like, you were cool if you had a backlit keyboard.
You were balling. We're booting in, so it has Windows 10 or 11 installed, or any operating system. I'd assume it has something on it. But yeah, I think it only has 256 gigs of storage, so again, not crazy in terms of, especially gaming. Like, what are you gonna get nowadays with that installed? But
the nice part is these are usually pretty upgradable. Yeah. Like the office lines, usually you can do like more RAM,
We'll take a look at them. Looks like Windows 10.
Yeah.
So we're booting into Windows 10. We'll go through all the setup process and verify the specs to make sure we got what we actually ordered. And then from there, we'll do some gaming on it, some light gaming. We'll focus on the lighter titles and throw in a really high-end one just to show you guys worst case scenario. But then from there, if everything works out, we'll do a little teardown, just show you guys what you can upgrade with this. Probably RAM, probably storage, maybe not RAM. Some of these laptops have soldered RAM, so you may not be able to upgrade it. We'll figure that out later. Let's get into Windows first and see what we actually got.
So we're in Windows. It didn't take too long. So we got our i7, it's 11. This is where they did the weird naming scheme. We have the i7-1185G7.
which is a crazy name. The base speed's only 1.8 gigahertz, by the way. It boosts up to 3, so it is a very efficient CPU.
16 gigs. It is only one stick, but it does say 1 of 2.
So upgrade potential.
Yeah, then this is obviously DDR4, 3200 megahertz, SODIMM.
Go away, Graphics Command Center.
We have our, it's a Western Digital, the NVMe SN530, so that should just be a Gen 3 drive.
Yeah. But NVMe at least.
So we have gigabit here, Ethernet connection. Doesn't really say it was probably gigabit. And then Intel Iris Xe graphics. Let's see, do we have it? Doesn't even tell how much dedicated we have, do we?
It just says shared memory. So doesn't give you a dedicated amount of RAM. I guess with the iGPU, it just uses whatever it can. So hey, it is not an amazing looking like CPU, but the biggest thing is, can it game in esports titles? And we will download a demanding game, as I mentioned, to really stress it. But hey, this is an interesting laptop overall. We gotta do a webcam test. We gotta do a webcam test.
Another test.
This is the test we really need to be doing.
We're facing technically the wrong way. Normally we have...
Oh, that's all right, though.
That's fine. We can show us here, and then we can show Joe.
No.
It's
not too bad. Huh?
No, I don't want to do it. You all go.
No.
I want you to yell.
No.
All right, guys, we're loading into Apex Legends. I'm trying to get the menu here. Yeah, it's pretty slow. So we're maxed up of 1080p, so the base resolution, and we're running like the lowest possible settings.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm not even like loading in my gun yet. Like, look at that.
Light gaming.
Yeah, and honestly, like Apex is really easy to run. Like, yeah, it's kind of like a AAA esports title, but like if we're being honest, it's old enough and it's very well optimized. Where like I know that this would run perfectly fine in something like a Ryzen-based APU. We could do 1080p and lowest settings. We should be able to get like 60 plus FPS smooth with good latency.
Oh, our gun's here. What if you do 720p when you die?
No, I'll definitely give that a go.
Because yeah, playing 30 FPS on this is not.
Dude, I couldn't even see a person there. They were like not there.
We're at a fight to get it to 720p.
This is fun. Okay.
Yo!
Do I have aimbot?
What is
Except
this?
it's like my own teammate? Look, it's following my teammate.
That's weird.
Oh God, it's on all of them.
Yo, I've never seen this in Apex. We're almost at 60 FPS now, though. I mean, you know, that is crazy.
Aimbot.
I'm gonna let him enjoy the aimbot. I gotta hop on a call.
Yeah, I can't see him through the walls, but I will say it is adding like a nice little outline for them. That's how they market this as a gaming laptop. They give you aimbot. I get the concept. It's like, don't get me wrong. We have PC bros. We sell stuff like this, you know, and sometimes I'll go out of my way to call it like I'll call it like an esports gamer. But I don't even think I would describe this as like an esports gamer with it having Intel Iris graphics. Now, if it was AMD Ryzen, like I'm talking like new Ryzen, so something like a 735U or like HS or whatever, those definitely, you know, you can do some light esports on those, like Fortnite and whatnot. This is just like borderline unplayable. The game's like glitched the heck out right now. Like I've never seen this before, this whole red outline thing. It's kind of weirding me out. It's honestly kind of, it's annoying. I can barely see enemies. Let's just try to go back to like 1080p, I guess. And maybe I can turn on like adaptive scaling. So now we're basically almost using like a form of like upscaling in a way. And basically with that upscaling, it's going to hopefully give us like a somewhat smoother experience, but I mean the latency is just so bad. Like even if you can get past like the whole only getting like 30, 40 FPS, it's really just like everything is so slow and delayed. Like all of my input and everything. Calling it like light gaming, I just don't even know if I'd go that far. Apex Legends, I mean, it's not playable. Like even 720p, it still didn't feel good, even if we didn't have like the giant red aimbot blobs on the screen. So we're gonna try out Fortnite. I'm sure that it'll be like marginally playable, but it's probably gonna be like the same results. I just feel like putting gaming in the title just almost doesn't even need to be done. And it kind of sucks when you search gaming on eBay, you get tons of laptops like this, and in my opinion, they probably shouldn't say light gaming or gaming at all. It should just be in the description that if you really want to force it, you could maybe game.
Okay guys, we're in Fortnite. I want to go ahead and show you guys. We are going to do 720p mainly because, well, you saw how Apex Legends went. I think 720p is our best bet with this graphics card, well, the Iris Pro graphics. I put a lock 60 FPS on performance mode, medium view distance and low textures. Reason being I went with this low of a settings and lock 60 FPS is one, we're not even really hitting 60 right now. We're in the 20 to 15 FPS range, so not ideal for light gaming. And also, I really think we might end up having some issues in the long run with stuttering if we do somehow manage to go above 60 FPS, which again, I don't expect to do. The funny thing is, I think these iris graphics, as you can see from MSI Afterburner, are actually being held back by our CPU. We're so CPU bound that the GPU is just barely being used right now. So it's kind of funny for a iGPU to be so limited by the CPU it's on to cause problems. And we're getting a quite stuttery experience. Maybe, oh goodness, maybe it'll improve, just maybe. Or maybe I'll die before I even have a chance to see it improve. But yeah, if I was getting a lock 60, no stutter, 720p, I would say that qualifies as light gaming. Please leave me alone. Oh, I almost got him too. Don't get me wrong, I think light gaming can be a bunch of different things. It could be Minecraft, it could be, what else? I mean, there's a lot of different games you can play that are light gaming. Roblox, stuff like that, and yeah, that would run just perfectly fine on any old laptop. But really, I know a lot of people in this price range just because they don't really know any better, and that's why we like making videos like this. We'll see something like this on eBay and be like, hey, light gaming, this will play Fortnite, right? Well, technically it plays Fortnite, but you gotta have the proper expectations for it. This isn't us bashing the company in particular. This is more showing you guys, this may not be what you think it's gonna do when somebody says light gaming. It's a little bit harder to run games than, well, it actually might seem like it is. And you guys can make the decision at home, is this laptop worth it for you? Because of the stutters and stuff that we're dealing with right now. It's quiet, laptop doesn't get hot. I mean, again, we're playing Fortnite on really, really low settings, but you know. No! I could have got the Red Sox sucks guy. Hopefully that offends somebody down below. I think this guy's trying to feed me a free kill. If I die to this person, I'm uninstalling. I was gonna uninstall this game anyways, but aha, I got him. Yeah, no, this just isn't any better. I would say this is borderline unplayable if you are trying to take this seriously. I mean, obviously, if you just want to launch Fortnite and run around and enjoy this game, whatever it is, Fortnite is an interesting game right now. It technically can play, but it's not something that I would recommend anyone go out of their way to get to primarily play a game like Fortnite. But hey, let's run some other games, run some other built-in benchmarks, our 3D Mark score, get some cent per point averages, talk a little bit more about the laptop and its upgradability. We'll open it up and see if there's anything you can do to upgrade it. But as a used laptop deal for a laptop that is still a functional laptop with a modern CPU and a decent SSD, I think this is better than a Chromebook at this price point. I will say it's getting a little better. It's getting closer to a lock 60, but we are still getting dips here and there. So 720p gaming, it's possible, but I wouldn't really recommend that. So let's run those built-in benchmarks, open this thing up, see what it's all about, and wrap this video up real quick. All right, guys, let's take apart this Dell Latitude 5420. All you gotta do is flip over the laptop, unscrew all the screws in the back. I used the PH0 here. That seemed to work perfectly fine. None of the screws fall out, by the way. They do stay in place, which is kind of nice, but once you get all the screws fully unscrewed from the laptop, you do want to get a little pry tool to go all the way around the edge of the back plate. From there, you can pry off this back plate and see that you have a decent amount of upgrade options. You have an extra slot for RAM. We will add an extra stick of RAM here in a second. We'll talk about that. I was able to find where the SSD is located, which you can upgrade as well. Realistically, I would upgrade this if you want to have more than, well, a few games and any sort of work application installed. So easy upgrade there, do a reinstall Windows 11, you're good to go. But I kind of had a realization that I do have an extra stick of DDR4 memory, specifically a Team Group 8GB stick. Now, ideally, I would have liked to have a 16GB stick that would work pretty well, but I went ahead and put in this 8GB stick just to see if, for whatever reason, single channel memory was causing some problems with the iGPU, because we noticed that with AMD iGPUs. Maybe this Intel iGPU had the same thing. So I slotted in that RAM, put the cover back on, and of course the laptop decided to do a firmware update in the middle of this process. You know, that's just how it happens, and install the Windows update. So yay, now I have a more up-to-date version of Windows 10 with Copilot. That's great. So as you can see here, the RAM did get installed properly, and we're gonna go ahead and run some more benchmarks. Like we mentioned, we'll show before and after adding the RAM to see if it makes any difference at all, and we'll come to a conclusion about this $300 light gaming laptop.
Well guys, we just got done benchmarking this eBay laptop, and we gotta say, out of the box, light gaming is a very loose term. I think light gaming for Minecraft, Roblox, you know, TF2, some of those older, really easy to run titles, sure, it can do it, but anything beyond that, it is not great.
Let's talk about those other benchmarks and talk about how we did a RAM upgrade after doing the teardown to see if it would make a difference, and spoiler, it actually did. We ran through some of the basic games before the RAM upgrade to show you guys that obviously Half-Life 2 at 1080p high settings will get 100 plus FPS. Old games gonna run fine on this laptop. Same goes for TF2, 1080p high settings. We got 60 to 70 FPS before the RAM upgrade with Black Myth Wukong, which is a horrible idea, by the way. Do not run this game on this laptop. FSR low settings got an average of 27 FPS, a max of 37, minimum of 4 before the RAM upgrade. After, we got an average of 31, a max of 41, a minimum of 22. An improvement, but still not playable. CS2 is where we saw the biggest improvement though. CS2 720p low. We only got an average of 48 FPS with 1% lows of 29 before the RAM upgrade. And after the RAM upgrade, we got an average of 86 FPS with a 1% low of 49.5.
So we did two 3D Mark Time Spy scores, one before the RAM upgrade and one after. So before the RAM upgrade, we get a score of 1,174, which is a 26 cent per point. That's like pretty record in terms of being pretty bad. And then after the RAM upgrade, we got a little bit higher, 1368, which ended up being 22 cent per point, which we've done laptops before where they get upwards of, I would say, like 10 to 14 cent per point. So this one in terms of gaming is just not amazing. Now, like we said earlier, for an office laptop, it's actually a pretty good laptop, just light gaming is still, I think, should be loosely used.
If we were to give advice to the seller of this laptop, considering they've sold 2,000 plus of them, they may just ignore us because they're selling so many of them. But maybe upgrade the RAM. Dual channel memory makes a big difference if you really want to emphasize the light gaming aspect of it. But it really just comes down to you guys at home. What is light gaming to you? And do you think being able to play Half-Life 2, TF2, and Minecraft categorized as light gaming? And for $300, do you think that's worth it? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you want to learn more about this laptop, links in the description down below will be an affiliate link and it will help us out.
But anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Now guys, at PCBros.tech, we do actually have some light gaming PCs, some light laptops, and those are typically going to have a pretty decent APU in them or even a graphics card, so come check it out.
You can buy a gaming laptop in-store today or a full gaming PC on PCBros.tech. Use code ToastyBros on checkout. You'll save 3% on your next purchase. See you guys later.